Hello and welcome to Tell Me English. My name is Jake and today I'm back with another random video for you. So today we're going to be discussing how to learn a language during these crazy coronavirus times. So if you're learning English, Spanish, French, German, whatever you're learning, the steps that you have to take are generally going to be very similar. I'm going to be breaking down learning this language that you've chosen into 4 simple steps which you need to follow. Obviously at the moment we're very limited to what we can do. This is everything you can do from within your home. Okay, number 1 is to find your motive. This might seem very simple, but it's actually very important. You need to think to yourself, why am I actually learning this language? Why do I want to learn it? What benefit will I get from it? And when will I actually be using it? You don't want to be learning a language because your friend said it was a good idea. You want to be doing it for a good reason. Some very good reasons to learn the language are you want to travel the world. You want to find a new job in a different country. You need it for an exam.
A few moments later.
You want to learn about a different culture. And finally, because you want to make friends from all over the world. And like anything, you don't get good overnight. It takes consistent hard work. Okay, now number 2. You need to discover what level are you. Are you a complete beginner? Do you know absolutely 0 words? Did you learn it in school so you know the basics? Have you been learning it for a long time and you're actually in high intermediate level, but it's been a couple of years and you want to go back to it? It's really a good idea to find out what level you exactly are so you know how to structure what you're going to learn and you know what kind of content you need to look for. And knowing exactly what level you are can help you for step 3. So step number 3 is to create your learning plan. This isn't as boring as it sounds, it's actually quite interesting. So what is creating your learning plan? It's simply finding how you like to learn and creating a list of things of what you're going to be doing. I'm now going to give you a whole list of ways which you can learn your language. Of course, the best way to learn a language is in the country. But we can't do that now. We're in the coronavirus times. We have to stay at home. So now we have to create our own immersion. So the first way I would say is a very simple way. Turn your phone into your chosen language. Your smartphone can change the language. So change it in the settings and put it in your chosen language. For me, I did this when I was learning Spanish. And you soon pick up loads of words you don't even realize. For example, moving back, moving forward, sending. Most people now, they know how to work their phone without even reading what they're clicking on. They know where all the apps are and things like this. So it's not going to harm you. But you're going to pick up the little words here and there and it's going to extremely help your vocabulary. And number 2 is to use my 100 verb strategy. So my method was using flashcards. I wrote on one side of the card the word in Spanish and one word in English on the other side of the card. I had 100 cards of all the verbs and I played a game of if I knew the word I'd put it in one pile. If I didn't know the word, I'd put it in another pile. You can watch the video and it's fully explained there. If you don't like to use something physical and you want to use a digital method, you can download the Chegg app and Chegg flashcards. You can do the exact same thing completely free. And this is also what I used when I was out and about and on the move. But at home, you can do the same thing. Okay, number 3. If you're a complete beginner, you need to learn these complete basics. You need to learn how to say hello, how are you, goodbye, good morning, where is the something, I like, I want. You know, all these basic things which you need in a language, you can quickly learn them and you can learn them using the flashcard method as well if you want to. Or you can learn them by writing it down or however you learn, do it your way. But this shouldn't take long. Maybe you can spend one day. Okay, number 4 is use an app like DUOLINGO or Memrise. This is very good again for beginners or intermediate level people to learn a lot of vocabulary. And obviously you're playing a game, so it's fun. And every day you can go on for 5 to 20 minutes and refresh your mind with new vocabulary. Okay, number 5, Of course, watch Netflix in your chosen language. There's a few steps to how to do this perfectly. First, start in the language which you know, your native language, and watch it with subtitles in your chosen language. So for me, I watch English shows or English films in English and put Spanish subtitles. Once you become comfortable or you're a high enough level, you can change it. You can watch it in Spanish with English subtitles. Then you can watch it in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. And finally, watch it in Spanish with no subtitles. So you need to go through these 4 steps. Or alternatively, find a TV show which you absolutely adore. Maybe you adore Friends and you know every single word on every single episode. So it would be so easy for you to just watch it directly in Spanish. Okay, number 6 is watch the news. Obviously at the moment there's a lot of coronavirus news, and maybe you can watch this in your chosen language. A very good website for Spanish learners is slownewsinspanish.com. Here you can listen to the news, but it's said very slow. So I'm sure there's one for English, I'm sure there's one for every other language, and alternatively to watching the news is of course reading the news. If you use Google Chrome, you can use Google Translate as well, and it will automatically translate the page for you. So this is an easy way to convert what you're reading into English or your chosen language. So you can read an article in whatever level you are, and then you can click convert to convert the page and see what you've read and what you've understood is what it actually is in your native language. For example, in English, there's a website called breakingnewsenglish.com, and there's 6 levels, and you can read the news for your level type, and they have it for every single article. So maybe you're at A1 level, so you can read that article in A1, and then you can read the same article in A2 as well. So it's an easy way to compare the difference and then also upgrade your level from a lower to a higher level. Okay, the next one is listen to podcasts. This is a very good one, but it's more for the intermediate to advanced learners. Whatever your interest, there's normally a podcast for it. Whether it's sports, whether it's technology, fashion, you're going to find a podcast in your chosen language in your interest. So for me, I like to travel, so I listen to a lot of Spanish podcasts about traveling. Next, we have audiobooks. Audiobooks is a fantastic way to learn a language. I personally use Learn Spanish with Paul and Noble, and basically what he does, he starts creating sentences, and then you say a phrase, and then you say a sentence, and then you say a paragraph, and he really builds it up for you. So whatever your chosen language is, you can find an audiobook which suits what you want to learn. In the Audible of Paul Noble, it's a very much listen and repeat methodology. And for many people, this is the perfect way to learn because they hear it, they repeat it, and also if they want, they can write it down. The next one, this is for beginners. I recommend a TV show on YouTube called Extra. This is for a beginner to intermediate level. They also have Extra for Spanish, there's Extra in English, and it's kind of like a Friends type TV show. It's a person who arrives in a new country and he needs to learn the language. So you kind of learn the language with him. Of course, a perfect one is have conversations with natives. Websites like italki allows you to pay for private tutors. If you want to learn English, you can have private English conversation classes with us, and you can learn that way. And for most people, speaking is the most difficult part. So starting early and starting practicing what you're learning from all of the other methods is a perfect way to go. The next one is a completely free app. It's called Hello Talk. And Hello Talk allows you to speak with millions of people around the world. You put in your native language, you put in your chosen learning language, and it matches you up with people who are the opposite, who are reverts. You can then chat, you can voice call, you can video call, you can correct people on the app, and it's a great way to make friends and learn a language at the same time. The next method is to create sticky notes and to stick it around your house. So maybe you've learned 5 new words for the day. So why not write them down on a sticky piece of paper and stick them around your house? Maybe stick it on the fridge, maybe to stick it on the mirror. So you're constantly seeing these new words and it keeps it fresh in your mind. The next way is to use Facebook. There's hundreds of Facebook groups of people learning languages and learning your chosen language. And a lot of the time they have it both ways. So for example, DUOLINGO, there's a Spanish-English learning group. And this is great because you can help people learning English, and then you can also get help yourself too. It's a good way to make friends. And finally, learn vocabulary through topics, or learn vocabulary through your interests. So maybe your interest is photography. So learn how to say camera, learn how to say take or record or grab, learn how to say plug, learn how to say socket. All these type of words which are related to photography, you can learn. But learning vocabulary around your interests is a perfect way to stay motivated because you want to learn them. And it's also words which you're going to be using frequently because you're interested in these things. They're your hobbies, so you're going to be using them in your day-to-day life in the language which you're learning. So finally, number 4 is to be consistent. So you've got your motive, you know what level you are, you know the ways to learn a language, so now you need to be consistent with it. So from all of these things I've given you, or maybe you know more, you want to create a plan out of it. So what I personally suggest from all of these things I've given you is breaking it down into 5 categories. One is reading, the second one is writing, speaking, listening, and finally personal study. So reading, find a book of your interest in the level which you are currently. Secondly, writing, maybe download HelloTalk, message people on there, make some friends. Speaking, maybe have a private lesson with ourselves, another private lesson on italki. Maybe you've made a friend from HelloTalk you can then speak to for 30 minutes. The next one, listening. Watch a TV show on Netflix, listen to a podcast, watch some more YouTube videos, maybe watch some more of our YouTube videos without the subtitles. And finally, personal study. So by personal study, this is the vocabulary you're going to learn. This is the learning 100 verbs. This is maybe even just spending more time on one of the other sections which you're not very good at. So what I would personally recommend is whatever time you have free, divide it equally between these 5 sections and really spend a concentrated time on each of one of them. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can spend some of your coronavirus pandemic time learning a language. And remember to only learn it if you've got a good motive, because you need to stay motivated and you need to stay consistent. So I'll leave the links in the description of everything I've talked about. So please remember to subscribe, turn on the bell notification, leave a comment if you like this video, and be sure to give it a like. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.